investigators found what appears to be human remains, along with personal items, such as a backpack and notebook belonging to Brian Laundrie. These items were found in an area that up until recently had been underwater.
We have breaking news about the Gabby Petito case and the hunt for Brian Laundrie. As you probably know, Brian has been a person of interest in the Gabby Petito case after her remains were found last month, after being reported missing since being last seen in August. Since then, the FBI, police, and even Dog the Bounty Hunter have been on the case looking for Brian, as he was heavily connected to the case, Gabby's disappearance, and death. So many people thought that Brian might have the answers to the question everyone has been asking, what happened to Gabby? But now we know that those answers will not be coming from Brian after all. Yesterday, authorities found personal affairs belonging to Brian, as well as human remains in a Florida wildlife reserve. A medical examiner was called to the scene, and the world held its breath waiting for the results to come back, determining whether the remains that were found were in fact Brian's. Well, we do have those findings, and they do confirm that the body that was found was Brian Laundrie's. The confirmation came from the FBI's Denver office and the FBI forensics, confirming Brian's identity. The identification came shortly after Northport, Florida police confirmed to sources that the remains that were found were skeletal. A Northport police spokesperson told sources, quote, "They are human remains, no doubt there. I would say that the remains were consistent with one individual, skeletal remains," end quote. Along with Brian's remains, his personal belongings were found. Clothing was found at the scene that coincides with clothing that he was wearing when he was last seen. A backpack and notebook were also found with Brian's remains. Sources have said that the notebook appeared to have been unopened when it was found, and the contents of the notebook were, quote, "possibly salvageable," end quote. The police spokesperson also went on to say, quote, "It had been clearly wet and they are going to use any potential means to dry that out before opening it. They'll be very careful with it," end quote. This whole discovery came just after Brian's family joined the search alongside police, and they searched an area that was previously underwater but has just recently opened to the public. Search conditions had been quite difficult until recently, and Dog the Bounty Hunter, who had publicly announced that he was joining the search, was unsuccessful in locating Brian before he was injured and pulled out of the case. As of right now, we are waiting for more development on the case, but one thing is for certain, Brian Laundrie's remains have been confirmed, and the mystery of what happened to his fiancée, Gabby Petito, continues. Anyways, that's all I've got for you guys today. Leave a comment down below with your thoughts on the discovery of Brian's remains, your theories as to what happened to him and Gabby, and also some messages of support for the families affected by both of these passings. I've been your host, Bria Room, and until next time, stay safe, make good choices, and I'll see you guys next time.